So I was tagged in the comments section of a video where the creator talks about a cure for diabetes and how, as he put it, communist China has found a cure using autologous stem cells. I don't know if he's referring to this, but this was a letter to the editor that was published this past April, in Cell Discovery. And the authors state that they had a patient who had type 2 diabetes, who had undergone a kidney transplant and had been doing poorly as far as the diabetes was concerned, having both hyper and hypoglycemia. And because of that, he was willing to undergo this new experimental treatment, which is a transplantation of islet cells. And the creator of the other video called them islet cells that were created from his own stem cells. How they gathered the stem cells and how they turned them into islet cells, that is beyond me. But what they did was they took his stem cells, they turned them into islet cells, and then they transplanted them through the vein that goes to the liver into his liver. And they grew there. And over time, they were able to discontinue his insulin, and then they were able to discontinue his oral agents. And, after I think 2.5, 3 years, he was medication free. So this is certainly promising and warrants further investigation. We know that there are treatments available that use other islet cells and are transplanted into patients. But if they don't belong to you, if autologous means it comes from yourself, right? So if the cells come from other people, then you need to be on immunosuppression so that your body doesn't make antibodies against the cells. If they are your own cells, then you shouldn't need to be on immunosuppressive. So this is a very promising treatment. Having said that, one of the issues with autologous cell transplants in people with type 1 diabetes is then we have to worry about, the loss of those cells for the reason that they were lost in the first place. If your body is making antibodies against your islet cells, if you transplant your islet cells back, then hypothetically, those same antibodies will kill those cells, which is why this particular group of researchers chose a patient with type 2 diabetes, because they don't have to worry about the autoimmunity and the patient creating antibodies that would destroy those cells. Now the creator goes on talking about how the insulin manufacturing companies are not happy. And I'm assuming that they won't be happy if they have any, if they think they're going to lose any business, but I really don't think that they're afraid right now. And his thought that they're unhappy is just conjecture. Because think about it. This science is still kind of in its infancy. And even if they prove that this is helpful, it would still need to be FDA approved. And then we would still have to struggle with the technology of being able to gather people's stem cells and then turning them into islet cells. I don't know how much all that costs, and I don't know how long that takes. I don't know how long it would take to create the infrastructure to make this a mass producible thing. So I don't think that Novo Nordisk and Lilly and Sanofi are shaking in their boots right now.